Welcome back, beautiful souls, to our 10th episode of Spirituality with Kay Yun. It's the last episode for 2022, and today I want to talk about reflections and what yogis often contemplate on. Last week, I shared with you the art of letting go and how the concept of impermanence can help us with letting go. Yogis often reflect on the impermanent nature of all things and contemplate on life and existence to understand the reality or the truth. The place I go to whenever I need to slow down and reflect is by the shores. For me, life is a beach and I'm constantly finding my waves. The beach has always been my favorite place, whether it's to relax, take a dip in the salt water, get my dosage of vitamin D, catch a nice tan, practice yoga asanas, meditate, stroll along the edge of the water, connect with Mother Nature by earthing, teach a yoga class, hold a beach retreats. The list just goes on. I even moved away from the city to live on a beach so I can be closer to the sea. There's something so magical and deep about the ocean. I am always inspired by its beauty whenever I stare into it. Just watching the waves rise and fall, this itself is a meditation for me. Each time I look out into the vastness, I am reminded again and again how small I am. Yet at the same time, I get this feeling that I'm part of something bigger. Great yoga masters always use the wave and ocean analogy. The waves, different in shape and size, emerge separately and uniquely for a brief moment. Then they quickly merge back into the ocean of which they are a part of. Similarly, as humans and all living beings also appear in this world with different names and forms. Just like the waves, in the end, we will eventually and inevitably merge back into the ocean of oneness. But what exactly is this ocean? Some call it wholeness, some call it completeness, some call it the absolute existence, some call it universal consciousness, some call it Brahman. I feel this isn't something my limited mind can easily comprehend. I do always wonder if there's something beyond what we can perceive out there. Higher energy, vibrations, God. Who am I really? Am I part of something bigger? Where will I go when I leave this world? Will I return home to where I belong? Perhaps these answers could only be found within. In the path of Jnana Yoga, which is the path of knowledge or wisdom, deep contemplation is required. And there is this threefold process that guides us to realizing who we are. They are Shavana, which is the Sanskrit term for listening, Manana, which is the Sanskrit term for contemplating, and Nidhyasana, which is a term for living, or breathing, or integrating. After the first step, Shavana, which is to listen to the teachings from the great sages or study the scriptures, the seeker will have to practice the second step, Manana, which is to sit with these words and contemplate on them. Just hearing and reading is obviously not enough. A child or even a parrot can listen and just repeats. For these teachings to work, we have to reflect, ponder, and contemplate so we can fully understand and integrate them. When we learn to have a dialogue with these words of wisdom, our doubts and confusion will slowly diminish and true knowledge will be revealed to us. The mysteries of the universe unfold in time or when we are ready for it. Then, after reflection, these words become knowledge. And that leads us to the last step, Nidhyasana, which is living and breathing these teachings. Or when the knowledge becomes a conviction. Going back to the wave and ocean analogy, here in the third step, we realize that I am the ocean. I am awareness. I am whole. I am complete. I am pure consciousness. This reminds me of a beautiful quote by Rumi, who was a Persian poet. He said, "You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in a drop." That's pretty deep. Two little boys sat down near me and started scooping sand into a bucket with their tiny little shovels. Watching them build their sandcastle, I began to contemplate once again. Living in a big city and working in the corporate world, was I also building a sandcastle in my own way? Are we all building our empire by getting degrees, chasing fame, starting a family, buying homes, growing our bank accounts, businesses, investments, such and such? Then looking out into the distance, I see a wave. It's the wave of time. Sooner or later, these waves will roll closer and closer to everything we've been cultivating all our lives. And when that time comes, we will build dams and walls. We will do everything we can to protect our empire. However, the truth is that inescapably, the wave of time will come and wash away everything we spent our entire lives building in this material world. This wave will wash it all away. Now the question that arises is, what will happen to us? As the sun was about to set and the tides were coming closer, the boys jumped to their feet and began to clap while watching the waves wash away their work of art. Picking up their tools, they smiled and walked back to their parents, knowing all along that this would happen. On the other hand, as the wave of time collapsed on our empire, will we fall apart? Or can we, just like the two boys, pick up and leave without any sorrow or regret? Yoga philosophy teaches us to build our dreams in this material world with a child's heart. When the waves come to wash everything away, can we understand that this is a part of the journey of life, and also go home with a smile? We are often reminded to seek happiness from within. We need to connect to a part of us that is eternal, that even when the wave of time comes, it will never be washed away. When our happiness is not dependent on the external, we will finally experience lasting fulfillment. As we move into the new year, perhaps we could contemplate on what it is that we are really looking for in this life. How are we spending our time? Are we cultivating things that bring us eternal happiness? Or are we merely building castles in the sun? Thank you all for listening. If you have any sharing, please do reach out to me. I'd love to hear from all of you. You can find me and DM me on Instagram. My handle is kyun_. Have a great morning or evening wherever you are. The lights within me bows to the divine lights within you. Namaste, everyone.